Okay, hi, how's it going? Before we get into the main part of Antidote and all of the modules and lessons that we have to offer, I just wanted to introduce you to your best friend throughout this entire course. This is the Antidote Guided Journal. This will help you comprehend and understand at a deeper level all of the methods, strategies, and tactics that I'll be going over throughout the entire course. In fact, everything in here is congruent with the course. So you're meant to be using this journal in congruence and at the same time that you're going through the course. This is a print at home journal. So if you have access to a printer at home or somewhere where you can get stuff printed, we highly recommend you do that because handwriting things is a much better way to begin comprehending, and not only comprehending, but implementing the strategies, methods, and tactics and all the tips and tricks that I go through in the course into your life. So if you can find a way to print this out, we highly encourage you to print it out in physical form so you can touch it and feel it. Having it on your iPad or on your phone, is not ideal because there's so many opportunities for distractions there. Plus, having a physical journal is amazing. I got this one printed at a local print shop. You can spend $30 to $40 getting it really nicely printed and bound like this, but printing it out and just stapling it or paper clipping it is just fine. Whatever works for you, as long as you're touching it in physical form. So throughout the course, I'll be going through obviously many lessons and many modules, but I'll also at the end of each lesson be referencing the journal. So make sure to be using this alongside your enrollment in the course. And every single lesson, there are pages for notes and comprehension questions after every single lesson that will allow you to sort of just lock in everything that you learned, as well as just at the end of when you're using this journal, it will help you build this playbook of things that you can continually reference back to, which I think is my favorite part. I will tell you when to use the tools that we also provide in this journal. There are 10 to 12 tools that I'm super stoked about. This includes checklists, trackers, and other things that are just so exciting that allow you to really make these methods, strategies, and tactics a part of your everyday life in a way that works for you. So I highly encourage you, again, to print this out and use it as much as possible, especially for these tools, to print those specific pages out again. And you can make an entire journal out of just a single page with a tracker on it. That's what we provide to you, and I wanted to go through some of those tools with you right now. So the first one I wanted to show you is the SMART goal template here. This sort of goes without saying, and we'll go over this in lesson 4 of the H module, but this is just something that gets you in the practice of building SMART goals and what it's like to actually write those out. Next up, we have the habit tracker, which is 2 pages later. This is something that we, again, highly encourage you to continue to print out even after this course because it is such a useful thing. This is just a very basic layout for what it looks like to track habits, whether they're big or small. It is so useful to be able to see all of the progress that you make along these lines. You can adapt it to any month and any day of the week and any habit that you want here. Super key, super amazing for you to continue to reference after this course and continue implementing in your life. This is based on the habit tracker that I have in my journal that you'll see a little bit later in the course. Next, I wanted to show you the habit stacking template. This is a concept that we'll talk about a little bit later in the course. In fact, it's in lesson 6 of the H module. This gets you just in the practice again of what it's like to build a habit stack. We'll talk about how to do those and why those are important in this lesson, but just so you see them here, this is a tool that you can begin to use not only in congruency with the course, but also after the course finishes. A couple more here. We've got a habit scorecard. We'll talk about this. This is a James Clear concept that talks about listing out your habits here and then giving them a score on the other side here, excuse me. And we'll figure out why those are important and why it's important to track your habits and give them a score. That is on page 30 of the guided journal. Couple more here. There's a phone optimization checklist. This is really cool because it gives you all of the ways just at a glance that you can really start to optimize your phone and make it that much harder for you to use. We'll talk about the importance of making something difficult in the course. This is in the Altering Your Environments is Essential section. Next up, we have the physical environment checklist, which is a similar thing to the phone digital environment checklist, but just for sort of your physical spaces, things that you can do. This is on page 42. After this, we've got a really cool exercise that I was super excited to come up with. This is the lifetime, here it is, the lifetime screen time calculator. So this is a little formula and a little template that you can begin inputting your own numbers. You can do this over and over again, obviously in your own notes, or just print this page out again. These are all of the ways that help you visualize how much time you're spending on your phone. And specifically this lets you input the amount of time you spend on your phone per day, go through this formula, and you come out with the lifetime hours of phone use. And then you put it through a couple other formulas here, which tells you how many hours you spend on your phone per day, per week, per month, and all of that. It is such an amazing little tool and a really, really eye-opening exercise for you to do. I can't wait for you to get to that. We also have the life and weeks visualizer. So using the data that you got from the lifetime screen time calculator, you can use the life and weeks to begin to highlight and to really see how much time that you're really wasting on your phone. And once you come to those terms, you'll be then equipped with the emotional tactics that you'll need to begin to combat phone usage and really come to terms with what habits you want to build. After that, we have the social accountability contract. This is something, again, that you're welcome to print out over and over again, however many times you need. This is something that you can use with a family member, a friend, to allow yourselves to sort of hold yourselves more accountable when it comes to your screen time habits and the things that you want to build. There are built-in phrases here that you can adapt for your own. You can come up with your own consequences and rewards. It is something that keeps you and a friend or someone you're close to accountable with not only your screen time goals, but just your goals in general. After that, we've got a screen time tracker. So this is here. This is exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to track your screen time. Up here is 5+ hours. Obviously down here is 0 hours. But you can, again, just like the habit tracker, adapt this to whatever month you want. You can fill in the days down here. And because it's on its own page, you can print this out however many times you want and begin to reuse it and just make your own sort of journal with just this, which I think is really cool. Screen time tracker is amazing, an amazing way to, again, visualize how much time you're spending on your phone, as well as begin to chart your progress. After that, we have these awesome little routine builders, which are great ways to just sort of visualize and lay out your day. So I've got a morning routine here. I've got a midday routine, and then also a evening routine on the flip side here. So filling these out, printing these out over and over, and adapting them to your own lifestyle is an amazing way to begin to visualize just exactly how you want your days to go. It is so much better when you simplify and when you realize all of the things that you need to do. So the last one here, we actually have an amazing little tool, and this is sort of the whole point of the course. It's our Antidote builder. So if you haven't gotten it by now, we are building our own antidotes to combat screen time and build more productive habits. So this will all make sense once you go through the course, but these are just little buckets that you can begin to fill in your own preferred methods for meditation, physical exercise, the productivity toolkit, top 3 in physical environment optimizations, and all of the other things that we'll go through in the course. This is an amazing way to just lock those in. And again, visualize that. You can print this out nice and big, write it nice and big, put it on your wall. This will become your antidote. It's at the back of the journal. It'll be such an amazing thing to get to once you go through all of the other modules and lessons. So that's just a little quick preview of the guided journal. This is, again, something that you use every day, every time you go through the Antidote course, every time you open up the course itself. Make sure you have this right there with you. Make sure you've got a nice pen or pencil, and just begin to allow yourself to comprehend the concepts and the strategies and techniques at a deeper level. Allow yourself to write these out. Again, it's very important that you print this and physically write with a pen or a pencil on real paper to really lock in those concepts in your brain in a lasting way. Again, you can print this wherever you'd like. I got this printed at FedEx. You can spend a little bit of money on it, or if you have a printer at home, it is completely fine. You don't have to get it bound. I like having a nice physical product, but having something with you for the entirety of the course that allows you not to just tune into the course and then when you log off, forget everything you know. If you go through and take all of the notes with the note pages and then fill out all of the questions, you'll set yourself up for success and allow these concepts just to stick in your brain that much longer. So that is the guided journal. I appreciate you sticking around for another little introductory lesson here. I can't wait to get into all of the things and more in Antidote, digital distraction to peak productivity in 30 days. Print this journal out, use it however you'd like, print out pages over and over again. Keep this with you throughout the entirety of the course, and I'll see you in the course.